There's just simply no way. There is no way that this was the final outcome of this game. I am baffled, to say the least, that the Ravens found a way to do this and found a way to choke this game. Now, at the end of the day, it was a unlucky fumble by Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry doesn't fumble that ball, who already had a fantastic game, they would have won this game. But he did fumble, which, obviously that happened. They also had probably the craziest miracle catch in human history to Keanu Coleman after the ball got tipped and caught in the back of the end zone. So, in all honesty, there was so much flukery that happened here that gave the Bills the win. So, in reality, I'd like to bash on the Ravens, right? I love to do it. But you can't really bash too much. I say choke, but it's not really a choke. I mean, you just had the most miracle situations all pile up together at one time, which I never in human history thought would happen in a football game. But hey, you know what they say, what's the worst that could happen? This is arguably what is the worst that can happen. And they had it happen over and over and over and over again, and then eventually accumulated to them losing. So oh man, I am just absolutely taken back by this game. This was probably one of those games that I could watch back a million times. Because it's going to be game of the year. This is going to be game of the year at the end of this year. There's going to be talking about this game. I don't know how many more games are going to be able to really beat this game, because this was one of the biggest comebacks. And again, I want to say one of the biggest comebacks. It was 15-point comeback. But still, with given the time left and given how good the Ravens are, this is an absolutely insane final conclusion to this game. But again, that's football. That's why we love football. This game is a good example of why we absolutely love football, because even with, Derrick Henry putting up 129 yards on the ground in this game, still, absolutely, one fumble, one turnover can lose you the game. It's exactly how we felt, last year when we lost both times to the Ravens, and both times we had a 10-point lead, and then both times we choked it away. It's the same concept, we felt like, okay, we have this game in the bag, we have it, and bam. Takes one big play, one mistake, one fumble, one stupid thing happen, and everything goes the opposite way. I still can't believe this. In every sense of my being, I still can't believe this game ended the way it did. But hey, that's football, and that's just kind of how everything shakes out. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Last year, they lost to the Raiders when they were up by 10 at the end of the game. Now they lost this game when they were up at the end of the game. This team finds a way. I'll tell you that. This team finds a way. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Lamar Jackson was kind of injured at the end of this game. So that might also be a factor too. There was just a lot of questionable things in this game, I feel like, across the board. And I think the Ravens kind of had a mentality that they were going to win this game no matter what, pretty much at the start of it. Because it started off with a very heavy 17-7 going in, in the second quarter. It wasn't, the only reason why this game was a one-score, one-possession game at halftime was because the referees decided to kind of cheat for the Bills here, and they gave the Bills a very, very long 17-minute second before halftime to kick a field goal. The guy went out of bounds with 0 zeros on the clock, and they said, no, we're going to stretch that 1 second for 17 minutes, and that's how we're going to do this in the end. And even with all that being said, if their kicker, Tyler Lope, whatever his name is, if he would have made the extra point, this game would have went to overtime. But because he missed the extra point is why they lost, which is obviously the replacement for Justin Tucker. So it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong in one single shot. And trust, I know that feeling with the Cardiac Cats, but man, it's a good feeling today because Cincinnati, we won. I don't care that fact that we won because of a kicker miss twice. I don't care for the fact that, like, everything that could go right went right for us. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for you. That's how this works. Sometimes you get very lucky and everything goes right. Sometimes you get very unlucky and everything goes wrong. That's life. And that was life today. So shout out to the boys. Buffalo. Always call them like our little baby. We love Buffalo here in Cincy. Very beautiful indeed. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions.